Hi, my name is Janis. I'm from Germany. I love Edison Format, and today I will continue a video which is already published on this channel. At the same time as this video, I cut it in half for time reasons. This is part 2 of that video. If you want to see this deck, if you want to see it in action, if you want to see the replays, it's probably linked somewhere in the video description or in the pinned comments. You'll find it. And yeah, in this video, I'll just go over the deck list. I talk about a little bit about the options, and then I think most of this video I will talk about what other options there are if you want to have fun with this deck, if you want to try out new variations, if you want to build something new with it, or just test out something, if you want to have fun with it. This video is for you. Have fun, and here we go. I think you saw most of the stuff in here. Yeah, this is the deck list. This is the deck list. I streamed Lion. Yeah, I know that's... Where am I? Wait. Why is my... Okay, yeah, I just realized I... Yeah. I removed myself and not the black ink box. Okay, yeah, this is the deck. Let's... Wait. Gotta get myself to this side so you can read whatever you want to read. Yeah, this is the configuration I'm currently on. Like you see, I cut the Future Fusion, which I'm not sure if it should be done. Yeah, it's another way to get Dandelion into grave. It's a way to get Treebone into grave, but then you kind of have to see that it doesn't stick on field. I'm on 2 Jinsos, 1 Decree. Like the main idea is still Plasma plus Decree or Jinso is usually GG. And the side we have even a Surgeon, so we have a Vanities, End of Anubis, Brain Golem for like fairies or Lightsworns. I think it's a funny tech. Not sure if it's worth a side deck slot though. And still the deck devastation viruses, which we do have a few cards that we can use them with. Also, I can like the idea of using Soul Exchange. Like this was my idea against Fire as well. Use Soul Exchange on the Armed Wing and then deck devi them, hit their hamsters and Rykos and stuff, and Armageddonite, but yeah, too much source, I think. Like in the old version where we were on Busky and how's the golem called? Grinder Golem and stuff like that. I think their deck devi was way more warranted. That's a word. But yeah, in this version we probably should cut this from the side, so it's not 100% optimized. Let's also talk options. Like you saw the Future Fusion. So you could also play it like this, add a Future Fusion. Then I would also play Triple Debris, because now we have another way to make get Dandy into graveyard turn 1. And then we also need the Neos Alias. And I think in that version, I'm not sure, like something was not in here. Maybe this? Oh wait, maybe I was only on 1 Econ there, but Econ is so good. Like, Econ is so good. I'm not sure what I cut, but I believe I was also on triple Quick Draw Synchron. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure, because I'm pretty sure I was on 42 cards, so can't tell you what I cut for that. But yeah, I'm not playing this. I'm playing it like, like this, right? Okay, let's have a look at options. I'm not sure how to name this deck. Efficient tokens is how I... Yeah, because it's using the tokens like the old deck, but it's using them way more efficient without Busky and Grinder Golem. Maybe consistent tokens, like, yeah. Let me know in the comments. Give this this deck a name. And yeah, now we just talk about a few options and then we're done. So as you already saw, you can play Future... Wait, that's also only 2 Edison cards. Perfect. Future Fusion with Neos Alias. There it is. And then maybe a third Debris, so 1 more Debris is also an option. 1 more Quick Draw is then also an option if you can get these tokens even faster. Another card that I really want to try is Call of the Haunted. It's another way to get a body on field for like Caius for Plasma, and you can even like recycle your Jinzo with this, so that's also something strong. So I kind of want to try out the Call of the Haunted. Then the last guy I played, he was suggesting Light and Darkness Dragon, which I kind of like for the sideboard. Maybe even main. I think the main problem here is that these Fires of Doomsday, they can only be used for darks, and this one is only a dark on field, not in hand. So yeah, I think that's the main problem. But we do have the triple Soul Exchange, the Treeborn. Like we have stuff for the Light and Darkness Dragon. Another card which could be really strong, and I think it was in Danielle's Solidarity Fiends list from my last two, but for my last videos where I went over your deck lists, and I was realizing if you spam tokens, creature swap is pretty good. I think it was even better in his list because he also had like these battle recruiters that you can give them and then hit over them. And then he also was on Lava Golem, so you could also like get your Lava Golem back, like Tribute 2, and then use the token to creature swap them the Lava Golem. And they were also like, if they only put one thing into play, like creature swap goes hard. If they put two monsters into play, the Lava Golem goes hard. So yeah, this combination of Lava Golem creature swap, I think is really good. Really good. But I think even in this deck, creature swap has its, like, it should definitely be tested. Yeah, it didn't get to test all of the stuff. So yeah, maybe you can have this deck is really fun. Play it. You should play it. Enemy Controller. I always loved Enemy Controller. Was always a good card for me. Maybe you can go to 3 because Enemy Controller also combos with Soul Exchange. Because yeah, you can tribute their monster to steal one from them. And yeah, you saw this. I was considering this play. I think in the first replay was the Caius against the Bio Turbo. Horn of Heaven. You have so many tokens, and Horn of Heaven also broken card. So yeah, you could also go to 3 Horn of Heavens, then Battle Fader, maybe for the side for certain matchups where they try to kill you in one turn. It could be good against Gladiator Beast because it kind of stops their battle phase, and then we can use this to tribute for Caius. Unfortunately, it doesn't help us set up against Royal Oppression, but we do have Soul Exchange, Caius. We do have 2 Breakers, 2 Twisters in the side. So we have options for that. Next up, you could also use the Cyber Dragons in the main. Like Cyber Dragons also are really good cards, and they are really working well with like giving you a free body. It's kind of like a prodigy that can hit over stuff. Like it's a good card on its own. So Cyber Dragon could be considered in the main. Whenever I brought them in, they always felt good. But if you play Cyber Dragon, then you could also consider Level Eater. Because Level Eater, in theory, like it's good because you can tribute it for Caius, you can tribute it for Jinzo. The only problem here is it can't be tributed for Econ, it can't be tributed for Horn of Heaven, it can't be tributed for Plasma because it can only be tributed for a Tribute Summon. So yeah, that's an issue with Level Eater. And that way, like, Level Eater is only live if you already have a big monster in play. But if you already have a big monster in play, you're probably doing good anyway. Then we don't really, we only have the, how's it called? The Foolish Burial to get it into grave. So it's kind of awkward in that sense. But with the Cyber Dragon, you can go Cyber Dragon and then immediately summon the Level Eater. Maybe if you want to play lead, maybe that's the way to do that. And then, maybe get even, like, I don't know, a Metal Reflect Slime if you really want to play that. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, it is an option to consider. And the Cyber Dragons even more. You could also get a DD Crow into the main. It's a level 1 that can be used in the pinch to make a Duel Synchron. It can be recycled with the Duel Synchron. And in general, it's a pretty good card. You could consider it maining. I think it's only a space reason why I'm not maining it right now. Another interesting option would be Monster Gate, which also, like, you can tribute a token, which you have so many of, and then you get one of, I don't know, you get a Tuna, you get a Jinzo. Caius is not that good, right? So maybe that's sideboard tech if you really go in on these. I mean, Venti's Fiend can also not be summoned. Yeah, like maybe on triple Jinzo and then End of Anubis and Rain Golem and what else? Maybe you should then play Hades. Like other stuff, like other good tribute monsters, which you kind of want to get off Monster Gate. I'm not convinced, but it's a funny tech nevertheless, which I wanted to show you. You could also, like, funnily enough, you could... How do you represent this? You could cut the quick draw. Like, quick draw, like, if you get it going, especially if you can kind of recycle the Dandelion, and it's free tokens, and that's in this deck is free real estate with the Horn of Heaven, with the enemy controller, with the Cyber Valleys, and so on. With everything, everything is resolving around tokens. But I think like 70%, like, I'm not even sure. Like, in the wins, did we ever saw a Drill Warrior being made? Did we? Maybe I forgot. But yeah, you see, we're oftentimes winning without the Drill Warrior, so maybe we should play like a Mirror Force or something like that instead, and just cut the Quick Draw Synchron entirely. Maybe that's the way going forward. Maybe it is, but if it's working out, like, the value engine is not to be underestimated, and I think for certain matchups, it's really good to have this grind game going, especially against frogs, I would say. Yeah, then another option for the main, we could also go Lone Fire, which also standy access, and then we could also go Titanial, because we kind of get these these tokens, and then we also have like Titanial plus Plasma also sounds pretty impressive. Titanial plus Jinzo, like this lockdown aspect, kind of Titanial plays into that. So maybe cutting the quick draw for Lone Fires and Titanials. You could also sometimes hard summon the Titanial, like you can't use the Doomfire tokens, but you have options to hard summon this with Prodigy, with Soul Exchange, with Braincon, stuff like that. So that's also a card to consider, especially if you play Call of the Haunted, I would say. Then I kind of like this. Another tech would be the DD Warrior Lady and Rota for... Rota is good to get the... How's it called? To get the Stratos, to get to the Plasma or the Prodigy, whatever you need. And then you also have Warrior Lady. Maybe this is more of a side deck tech. But reinforcement, the Warrior Lady could be good to deal with certain problem cards like Vanity's Fiend as well. Vanity's Fiend especially, but I think for most things we do have certain amount of outs, but the Warrior Lady seems like fixing some of the issues in the deck. Not sure if it's worth it. We could also play Malicious Edge, because we do have the Prodigy. And we can, the piercing is good, and Prodigy into Malicious Edge is really strong in my opinion, but then we probably would have to play 2 Malicious Prodigies. We have to go the reinforcement route, I think, then, and also Future Fusion. You probably want to have like reinforcement, E-Call, Future Fusion, 1 Alias, double Prodigy, and the Warrior Lady, so we have enough targets for the reinforcement and E-Call, and then we also can play Malicious Edge, which can also be Search of Stratos. Like, if you want to build your deck in that way, I think it's interesting. You could have a look at that, maybe even go harder on the hero aspect, and then go for Miracle Fusions, maybe add Ocean to it. Like, but then I would say cut a quick draw stuff. I think that's a angle that I could see this deck taking as well, which could also be really strong. Last 2 options, we can, like Busky, I had it in the side. Maybe it should go back into the side. Like, Busky is good in certain matchups. You need 2 tokens, but you can also use opposing tokens. Like, if we go with Creature Swap, like Creature Swap, Busky, and tokens, that's really strong, because you can take a token, swap it with their card, and then you tribute the token from their side of the field. So if you want to play Busky, I would probably play like 2 of them, and then I also would play Creature Swap. So if you can fit these in, Yeah, then Vasky is definitely an option. Or maybe just as a side deck. Maybe put Creature Swap and Vasky in the side and bring it in against decks. Like everything that also plays Lone Fire. Or yeah, everything that kind of could leave monsters with 0 attack in play. Which usually are Lone Fire tokens. Maybe Scapegoats. I don't know. But it didn't come up often enough for me, so I cut it. And then the last card, which maybe it should really be on again. I think it was when I started transforming the deck. I think the Dark Count was lower for me. That's why I cut it. But now I think we are on quite a few Darks again. So Dark Armed Dragon. Not going to talk about that one. Okay, yeah, these are the options. If you want to experiment around with this deck, I think has a lot of... The deck is already a lot of fun, that I can tell you. And I think it's already really strong. Like, I'm not even sure, like... Yeah, maybe... Like, yeah, not saying that this is better like the classical quick draw variants, but to me, it feels like it could be. Like, I'm no expert on classical quick draw. And I haven't really grinded this deck on ladder. Like, I haven't had time for that. But I wouldn't be surprised, like if this deck turns out to be equally good or even better than classical quick draw. But yeah, usually if you come up with new stuff, it's usually not better than the established stuff. That's just how it is, because a lot of people have worked on the established stuff and tested and so on. But maybe it is. And maybe not in my configuration, but maybe with one of these ideas I presented. Creature Swap Vasky, more heroes, Miracle Fusion stuff, or the plant stuff. Maybe it is, who knows. Have fun with the deck, let me know if you find anything, subscribe, and leave a like, it helps with the algorithm. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.